Pika, what's up, y'all? So today is definitely not gonna be a long live. I just seen this though, and I want to go ahead and speak about this shit because it's already setting a tone with me, and I'm not gonna say it's a good tone that they're setting. A lot of us in Memphis caught this shit from the jump, and I just got a feeling that they're finna wheedle their way out of this shit. I don't know why I got that feeling, but I do. Um, on Tuesday, which was today, they had federal court and they listened to the motions made by the attorneys of the four officers charged in Tyree's death. One of the issues at hand is what the jury should know about it when it comes to Nichols' car the night of the violent encounter. Cameras and recording devices were not allowed inside the building. So it sounds like to me, probably when this trial comes up, guess what? They're not going to allow cameras and recording devices in there. That's what it sounds like to me. I could be wrong when it comes to the actual trial. They may allow, hey, grandma, my favorite grandma, they may allow cameras, but as of right now, during these court proceedings, they are not allowing cameras or recording devices, which I think is crazy because if this is in literally the preliminary before the actual trial and y'all are not allowing cameras or recording devices, it sounds like to me y'all are already setting the tone that y'all are not going to allow it when the trial occurs. That's just how it sounds to me. I could be wrong, but that's the way it sounded. um, when the journalists asked the attorneys, they refused to make additional comments, but there was plenty said when they argued before a federal judge for hours. So apparently, this shit just dropped about 2 hours ago. So they've been in court since about till about 4 o'clock. Which that's a long ass court day because the majority of those Fed judges down there be wanting to get up out of there at 3 o'clock. That's no lie, but and I guess whatever. I guess. The defense asked for the counts against the men to be dismissed, calling them vague. Y'all heard that right. There was also much discussion about what a jury should hear and see at the trial. In question on Tuesday was what the defense says was later discovered inside Nichols' car the night of the beating. Now, for the ones that don't know, months after all of this shit happened, they quietly released that Tyree had stolen debit cards and shrooms in the back of his car. If you didn't know that, that's what they said. They had shrooms and he had stolen debit and credit cards in the back of his car. A lot of us argued, well, they didn't know that from the jump, so why in the fuck would they just start going all hands on in the beginning without seeing? What up, Pebbles? Um, so yeah, they're basically trying to paint, and I called this shit, and I can show y'all. I be doxing myself, but I can really show y'all the fucking Facebook post I had made it when it originally came out, and I said the city of Memphis and MPD is gonna do any and everything to discredit Tyree and make him seem like a hard fucking criminal. I called this shit. I called it from the fucking jump. I sat here and said it. I said, now watch, they're going to discredit his character. And sure as shit, a few months later, that's when it came out that he had stolen debit cards, credit cards, and shrooms. Not that that fucking changed anything, because y'all literally beat this man on fucking camera. I'm not letting that shit go. You literally fucking held him up and was giving this man haymakers. And see, I'm about to cry about it, because that shit, nobody deserves that. Nobody. I don't give a fuck if he did run. So what? He made y'all fat asses have to do your motherfucking job for once. Y'all literally sat here and beat that boy till there was no life left in him. And y'all want to sit here and say y'all are not guilty? Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Get out of here with that shit, bro. Get out of here with that shit. It's crazy as hell that we're even debating this right now. That's crazy as hell. That's crazy as hell. You want to paint these goddamn cops like they're the fucking heroes that saved the day, even if Tyree did have fucking stolen credit card, debit cards, and shrooms. What the fuck was he doing to anybody? Was he one of these little motherfuckers that be running around here with Dracos and shit, shooting up shit, but you motherfuckers can't never catch them? Like real shit. Ain't no excuse for that shit, bro. There was no. No. When I say this shit hurt a lot of people in the city, it hurt a lot of us. Because a lot of us knew that could have easily been any one of us. Because they've been doing this type of shit. They've been doing this type of shit. Then, oh, well, he had drugs, so he was the bad guy. So, fuck what y'all talking about. Shit, he deserved to die. Pretty much. Really? Like, this shit got me mad as hell. I'm sit. When I get mad like this, I start crying. Because I can't take my emotions out how I want to, because I really want to rock somebody how they rocked his ass. That's what I really want to do. I really want to punch somebody in their fucking face. Attorney said the items in the car corroborated what other witnesses and the officer's perception of Nichols at the time. There you go. He was a criminal. Thank you, Grandma Sherry. This shit, there's no excuse for it. And yet here we are. Y'all are making excuses for it. I knew it was going to happen, though. I knew. I knew that shit was going to happen. I knew how they were going to do Tyree when they sat here and painted that shit already about him. I knew. Soon as they mentioned the stolen credit cards and shrooms, I knew. They said a jury should know why he wouldn't stop. So it has a complete picture and context to his state of mind. One attorney said they were not trying to make the argument Nichols deserved excessive force. The government argued that the jury can only consider the officer's use of force and information they had at the time, and said the victim's character is under attack. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad one of y'all had the balls to fucking say it. The attorney for Emmett Martin, you fat fuck. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't, fuck them. Fuck them, and I mean that. Fuck them. They can get fucked with a sick ass AIDS infested dick for all I care. Real shit. Fuck them. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And I don't normally say that. I try to wish everybody, like, you fucked up, but try to redeem. Ain't no fucking redeeming yourself after this. The attorney for Emmett Martin had also filed a motion to be tried separately. Remember, I told y'all about that. His ass tried. I wasn't a part of this ruckus. Bro, you was right there right along with them laughing and shit and said, oh shit, ain't nothing wrong with him. He just got pepper spray. Remember? Or now you want to be tried separate though. You don't want no parts with those boys. Hey, that Ellen. You want no parts with that. You don't want to be. I did not kill that boy. I didn't have nothing to do with that. But you sat there, stood there, laughed, didn't render motherfucking aid. You literally sat here and watched your co-workers beat the shit out of this boy. And you stood by and did nothing. And now you expect the courts to throw you a fucking bone. You can't make this shit up if you fucking tried. Even on a good day, you can't make this shit up, y'all. You can't. The government argued there's a high burden for severance. It can be costly to hold many trials as well as unfair. So the government is basically saying, no, we're not doing all that. That costs too much goddamn money, and that would be completely unfair, huh? Which they got a point. They do. They have a point. What the fuck? The judge did not issue a ruling on the motions today. Parties are set to be back in court for pretrial hearing in August. So y'all are already trying to paint this boy as if he's a hardcore criminal and he deserved to be unalived, basically, because, well, look, he had stolen credit cards and debit cards. And shrooms. Can't forget the shrooms, because Tennessee will be the last state to fucking legalize weed. They will. We already know that. For the folks here in Tennessee that know, that we know, they'll be the last motherfuckers to legalize it. Real shit. If Mississippi legalized it before us, that should tell you something. Because Mississippi fucked up. But this is the type of shit we're finna have to deal with. This is the type of shit we're finna have to deal with in these courts. And I told y'all, Leslie Ballin and Massey They are two of the best fucking lawyers in Memphis. So when the fucking cops hired them, I knew. I knew. I already knew was the first thing Ballin was gonna go after. I already knew. Cause that's how he wins his cases. That's no lie. That's how he wins his cases. He attacks the person's character basically. And if he can tear your ass down in court and make you look like a demon seed while make them cops look like fucking angels, he's gonna use that angle. And grandma said the same thing. See, what they did was they quietly released the debit cards and credit cards or whatever the fuck. They said debit slash credit card, so whatever the fuck it was, and then the shrooms. And I literally can show y'all where I had said something on Facebook about it. I had said something months ago. I said they are going to use that to discredit him and make it seem like he's one of these real thugs out here. And why would you run if you ain't got nothing to hide type shit? Yeah, that Ellen. No, Grandma, you're right. And see, that's why I knew this is why I still talk about this case. How many folks y'all know cover this case? How many YouTubers have y'all seen cover this case? Besides when it initially happened and when it was making waves all across the US because everybody saw it. Now, today, how many of them are still talking about it? Let them cuss, Pika. I don't give a shit right now. Shit, I'm cussing. Let them cuss. Or it might be me. I might have said it. But you can improve it. I don't give a shit. As long as it ain't shit disrespectful, you can improve it. My biggest thing is I knew when the spotlight left this case, just like with Breonna Taylor, just like with George Floyd. Now with Chauvin, he got a little bit of time, not the time he should have fucking got, but that's just me and my feelings and my opinions, and my opinion may be different than others, and that's fine. But with them, you know, no, no. Uh, they're going to try to wheedle their way out of it, just like the city of Memphis, MPD, MFD, and whoever else is listed in that motherfucking lawsuit, the civil lawsuit. They're going to wheedle their way out of that or try to. City of Memphis is already sitting here and saying, why you include us? That ain't got nothing to do with us. We had everybody in this city. I mean, this city was so goddamn packed everywhere you went when that shit happened. Everybody and their mama was in this city. You had folks from Atlanta, New York, Cali. You had so many folks here that was out here protesting. Where y'all at now since these cases are going on? And I'm not being funny. I'm not trying to be petty. I'm not trying to do none of that. But where y'all at since these cases been going on? Real shit. Hang on, y'all. I gotta blow my damn nose. Shit. Hang on. But where y'all at? That's not being funny. That's not being mean. That's not being hateful. Where the fuck are y'all at? Because y'all had no problem packing this city out, talking about how what happened to him was wrong and foul. Where the fuck are y'all at ever since these court cases have happened? Where? Because like everybody was in this city. Everybody and their mama, who's who, was in this city. And everybody had no problem. Viewer discretion is advised, but here's the video. I showed it over and over and over, and I know his family wanted the video released. I get that wholeheartedly. But I truly feel like that shit was like George Floyd. That shit desensitized us a lot. It did. But Tyrese was, I mean, when they kept comparing it to the Watts riots, damn, what's his name? I've completely forgot now. But the one who started the Watts riot, Rodney King, when they beat him, and they sat here and said it's worse than Rodney. What? Ain't shit worse than Rodney. What the fuck you mean it's worse than Rodney? And like they kept telling us it's bad, y'all. And the news at first didn't even want to really release it. They didn't. They didn't want us. They did not want to show it. They didn't. But folks wanted that motherfucking video out because a lot of us in Memphis was like, bullshit, you better tell us something because we done sat here and seen these folks in the hospital for 3 days with their son while he was fucking brain dead. And they're sitting here saying MPD needs to be investigated and the Scorpion unit needs to be investigated. And I remember them trying to play it off at first. I remember that shit. And folks can tell me that shit wasn't real. I remember that shit because I remember CJ saying something. It was bullshit what she was saying. Because it was like she at first she was, yes, because the lieutenant had signed off on it and said the use of force was necessary. So of course she's backing her officers without actually watching the video. It wasn't until she saw the fucking video herself, that's when she was like, oh shit. Yeah, you gotta do something quick, fast, and hurry, bitch. Otherwise, we looking at you weird too. Which we already look at her weird. Shit. Why her ass still the interim chief, damn it. It's fucked up. You've been the chief here 4 years and you don't even know if you got a job this year. But the defense asked for the counts against the men to be dismissed, calling them vague. Y'all really, y'all drug it out as long as y'all could. And now it's in court, ain't nobody really paying attention to it. The ones who are paying attention to it, I mean, and then you sit here and you see shit like this. You see articles like this. And when you see shit like this, you don't have much hope. You don't. And I kept saying, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But the city of Memphis and MPD in itself, them two entities right there, they fucked up and failed. Those two entities, the city of Memphis and MPD, them two right there. When your own law enforcement sit here and tell you it's not our duty, it's not our job to investigate, the fuck we got you for then? If you're not supposed to investigate shit, what the fuck we got you for? And they have said this shit before. When it came to them rape kits and rape kits and shit, and they sat here and said, what the fuck, and MPD dropped the ball, and they like, well, we're not obligated to investigate that, so you can't really hold us accountable. And guess what? The shit stood in court too. Yeah, they won a lawsuit with that one. That's why I said I already know how the tone's finna be. If y'all are not finna allow the cameras and no recording devices in court, and these are pre-trials and all of this shit, trying to get all of this shit out the way, so when y'all do bring the jury in and y'all start actually holding real trial, and y'all already coming off the hip to ask for shit to be dismissed, I think that kind of sets the tone with me already. I'm just like, because why can't no cameras be in there? Why all of a sudden now we of course I said that. I sat here and called this shit. I said, watch, Shelby County bitch ass, they are probably, our Fed judges is probably not gonna allow that shit. I called it. And if they doing it like this already during pre-trial, baby, trial is gonna be worse. The thing is, though, you'll still have reporters sitting in there guaranteed, but it ain't gonna be able to get the info out like how they normally do, lightning and fast. Goddamn it, they can just make a tweet or whatever. Seeing that they ain't gonna be able to do none of that, they literally gonna have to do that old pen and paper trick. I would love to be in that courtroom though, so I can stare a hole in every last one of their asses. Real shit. I ain't gonna do nothing. I just want to stare a hole in their ass. And I just want them to go to prison. I want y'all to understand the hurt and pain that his family has to go through. Every day he's not here, y'all at least get to live. Be glad about that. Because surely they're not going to give you a hell lot. DP ain't even on the table with this shit. So that we already know that ain't going to happen. So, they don't want cameras in there because a lot are going to come out about exactly how much the police knew of the actions of those officers, and they allowed them to continue abusing peeps on the streets in the past. You're absolutely right. That's why they had to go back and look at 40 fucking cases and dismiss charges on majority of them. Because of the Scorpion unit and their police reports no longer holding up in court, because now they have an issue with y'all. You don't know how to tell the truth, basically. You lie on your reports. And then your lieutenant backed it up. I want to know why Lieutenant Dwayne's his ass ain't up here. I want to know why that other lieutenant who signed off on the use of force, I want to know why his ass ain't on here. I want to know that why that bitch ass, the firefighter lieutenant, why her punk ass ain't up here. You knew when you got to the call, it was more than a fucking pepper spray. The man couldn't even set up. Y'all were literally trying to prop him up against a fucking car wheel, and he kept falling. But that's pepper spray, right? I don't know about y'all, but I have been pepper sprayed, and I ain't never fucking passed out from it. Ever. Not like that. I ain't never nodded out from it. Ever. And don't get no goddamn pepper spray while your ass got a fresh line, because that shit burn like a motherfucker. I'm just telling y'all what I know. That shit burns so goddamn bad when they getting a fresh haircut with a goddamn razor. Because my lines, I like a razor. Man, they goddamn pepper spray hit that motherfucker. Your face on fire plus your eyes on fire. But I ain't never pass out. I know everybody different, but you got him leaning up against the car and shit, and he's still falling out. Something wrong. You got more than motherfucking pepper spray called on your head. But hey, it doesn't matter because all of that is negated by the simple fact that he had stolen credit card and debit cards and he had shrooms. So he was a hardcore criminal that was walking around here with a motherfucking Draco and shooting up places. Just, I mean, that's how y'all are trying to paint him. You're trying to make it seem like, well, if we wouldn't have caught him now, well, it could have escalated. What? What? That's the excuse, y'all, bro. I read this article and I got so disheartened. I'm not gonna lie, I did. Because I said that tells you right there the bullshit. And I know the defense is just doing their damn job. I know that, but god damn. Y'all firing at the hip for shit to be dismissed because it's vague. Thank you, Grandma. No, thank you for just stopping by. I appreciate it. And have a good night. But Pika, that's the thing, though. That's the thing, though. We all know that, but Ballin, he gonna find a way to throw that shit in there some way, somehow. And if he don't, Massey is. Bro, I swear to God, I said the same shit. I said, y'all had to plant that shit because ain't no motherfucking way. Y'all had to come up with a motherfucking reason, and I guess the only thing y'all had was stolen credit cards and motherfucking shrooms on you. That's all you had? Because you cannot fucking tell me y'all chased him for fucking stolen credit cards and shrooms. You didn't do that. Yeah, Dallin is a beast in court. That's why, I ain't gonna lie. If I'm in a jam like that, who you think I'm calling? I know Massey. I'll call Massey too. Shit. Him and his daughter. I ain't gonna lie. If I got in a jam like that on the M1, involuntary, anything like that, I'm calling them. I ain't gonna lie to you. Because they the best in the city and best on the West 10. Real shit. So, yeah, I would, I mean, I don't know. I just know they're trying to wheedle and diminish their position in this, and they're trying to sit here. Well, no, if he just would have complied, he'd still be here. The fuck, y'all started off wrong. You come on my car door trying to yank me out from the jump, and you ain't even told me a damn thing. You just start trying to yank me out of my vehicle. I'm gonna question this shit, and I'm probably gonna resist too. Because why in the fuck are you trying to yank me out of my shit? Why did you come at me like that? Why you couldn't come to me like a motherfucking grown ass adult and talk to me like I got sense? I'm an adult. I know how to talk back like I got sense. But when y'all be on this motherfucking power trips and think y'all doing something, all you doing is reinforcing the hatred that the motherfucking community has for cops when y'all do shit like that. Sorry, not sorry. That's the truth. Yeah, they known for this shit. Like they just quietly put a whole new unit out here. A lot of folks don't even know. They just quietly put a new unit out here in the streets when they reinitiated the pretextual stops because they had stopped doing pretextuals because of Tyree's death. Well, Memphis said, "Nah, we got to roll back on that because crime too high." Okay, cool. So now they back pulling any and everything on. Yes. Like y'all ambushed him from the fucking jump. I'm sorry. I would have responded. I probably would have had resistance and all type of shit too. Because who the fuck is you? Just because you're a cop doesn't give you the right to start yanking me out of my shit, especially when you ain't gave me no motherfucking reason. And then you want to sit here and say driving reckless, and then when they go look at the cameras, where the fuck is the driving reckless? Which one of y'all was high and seeing imaginary shit? Because that's what it sounded like to me. Which one of y'all need to be drug tested? Ain't that the shit they pull with us? Because somebody got some imaginary shit going on. Because if they never once saw this shit on camera, how the fuck you gonna sit here and say in your report reckless driving? You was smoking that good salt that day, huh? I saw this though, and it made me mad. It made me sad. I'm not gonna lie. It kind of pissed me off because I'm like, here we go. Yes, because Pika, I remember for the 3 days while he was in the hospital, and his family was hoping he would somehow miraculously, a lot of people wouldn't even touch it. It wasn't until he took his last breath and when Ben Crump got involved. When Crump got involved, that's when this story started really taking off because even Black Lives Matter at first wasn't even trying to get involved because it was black on black. They didn't say anything until after Ben had said something. And that's when they wanted to, oh, we're doing this and we're doing that and we're finna hold this and we're finna hold that. Look, I ain't got nothing against them, but my thing is the money you raise needs to go back to the community that you raised it for. Not to portfolios, not to none of that. Not to no dream weekend spot, none of this shit. It needs to go back to the community that you raised it for. But I digress on that. But it a lot of people wasn't trying to cover this story. It wasn't like Pika said. It wasn't until he passed that when folks really started saying, "Oh shit, this nah, that man really got fucked off from this." There wasn't no pepper spray because everyone was under the impression like, all right, he got a little beat up by the cops and he got pepper spray. He in the hospital. But when they sat here and started telling us of strokes and shit like that, hold on, what? At his age? And that's when we like started hearing, and that's when the news came out, and they was like, y'all, we seen the footage, and we're debating if we finna release it to y'all, because it's bad. It's bad. Like, I know the news had it like 2 days before it was even released to the public. And they had put out in the news, it was bad. They put it out. They kept comparing it to Rodney King, and all of us was like, Rodney King, that was the worst beating in history that we ever saw on camera. And the news was pretty much like, yeah, it's worse. And I know that night, I'll never forget it. They shut my goddamn city down that night. When all the news stations were releasing it at the same time. They put a curfew on the city. Everybody had to be off and home at 6 o'clock because they were releasing the video at 6. And they just knew civil unrest was going to happen. And they released the video, like businesses shut down, all of that shit. They really thought folks was finna tear this motherfucking city up. They thought we was finna show our ass. They did. They expected the worst out of us. They did. And I remember the video being shown, and I remember my phone ringing back to back to back to back to back. And that's what everybody was talking about. And I remember a lot of people were so in tears they couldn't even talk. And it's crazy as hell because when you have white folks here that actually say, nah, I hope them motherfuckers fry. When you hear shit like that, like, you know that them motherfuckers fucked up. When you hear some shit like that come from them, especially about cops, not being funny, I'm just saying, like, they're more supportive of cops than we are because we distrust them. We don't fuck with them. All right, you can roll through the neighborhood, appreciate it, but when it comes like to having small talk and shit, nah. We ain't talking with y'all. Nope. We ain't on no friendly shit. Nope. But when you have white folks in this city literally saying, I hope they fucking fry, that's when it was a reality for a lot of people. It was like, damn, that shit really happened here. Like, we knew we were behind in times, but we didn't know it was this bad. We didn't know that we had our own kind beating us to fucking death to fit in with the Proud Boys. We're not even Proud Boys, it's the good old boy system. Fool. Like, I was reading an article the other day about all these goddamn cops that's facing charges, but guess what? Still got their license. The shit bothered me. And I said, no, I'm finna go ahead and tell them. And I wanted to tell y'all this shit because I called it. I said it. I called it. I was like, they're finna play that fuck shit with us. They quietly waited for all of it. I just made a whole goddamn word. Y'all look, waited it. They quietly waited for everything to die down so they could start pulling fuck shit like this. It's sad and it's really disheartening, and I pray that them cops face some type of justice. I do, because this is some bullshit. If we sit here and watch them, I'm telling y'all now, if them verdicts don't go the way they need to go, I'm telling y'all, if them verdicts do not go the way they need to go, it ain't even us, the old heads y'all gotta worry about. It ain't even us. Y'all know the people y'all keep discounting out and y'all think don't care about shit like that. They silently do, but they're not gonna say nothing. Those teenagers, those 18, 19, 20-year-olds that saw that shit and knew it was wrong, and they're the new crash dummies, they'll take that as an opportunity to burn this goddamn city down. I'm telling y'all what I know. Y'all be thinking them little young ninjas won't do nothing. I keep telling y'all, they'll be the ones to pull the trigger faster than I would, because I'm be like, hey, bro, Take your ass on. I'm trying to go home to my family. You trying to go home to your family. In order for us just like, look, you love your family, right? I love mine. Go your way and I go mine. Them, they ain't doing none of that talking shit. They spraying. And with Memphis having such a poverty rate in this city, it would be a lot of people out there. Because at this point, what else do they got to lose? And that's how they'll view it. Because at this point, we see ourselves as second class citizens because we can get beat on fucking camera and absolutely nothing happens to the perps. Nothing. All because they wear a fucking badge. That's the tone you want to set for any community. It ain't even just blacks. It's any minority community. That's the tone you want to set. And I understand the judge having to be strictly by the book so the case doesn't get fucked up so can't nothing backfire. I get that wholeheartedly. But it sounds like a bunch of fuck shit is going on behind this courtroom door. And it sounds like we finna deal with a lot of more fuck shit. And then August, they better come with that right verdict. I'm telling you. And I hate to say that. I hate to be like that. But they didn't burn it down last time because we sit here, us old heads. Hey, y'all, don't do it. That's what they expect us to do. Don't do it. Chill. They chilled out because we asked them to. You think we finna stop them this time? Or be able to even stop them this time? Because they like, all right, we took y'all old time away. We tried to do it y'all way, and you see what the courts did. That's how they'll look at it. Yeah, it's been that way. It's been that way for a very long time. No, you're right, Kitty. And I think that's why a lot of us are even shocked it's going down like this because a lot of us, how we thought it was going to go, this is no lie, this is how we played it in our head. No, you're right though, Kitty. This is how we played it in our head. All right. It's 5 black dudes. They finna hang them black dudes out to dry because they not finna sit here and protect these folks knowing they in the wrong. We can't know possibly they're black. They ain't that goddamn fit into the good old boy system. So that's how we were thinking. We shouldn't have thought like that. We should have known better. Of course, I did. I picked up on that shit and I was like, oh, credit cards, stolen credit cards, and shrooms. That's what you sure you want to go with that narrative? You sure that's what you want to put out? You sure you finna paint him as a druggie? That's what you want to do? All right. No, you're right about that. They will protect them here, though. They will. They'll put them in protection PC before they put them in GP because they know all the folks, especially at the penal farm. I ain't, half of them probably locked up. Half the folks at the penal farm. You know how many folks at the penal farm want to whoop their ass? That's no lie. But some of them, their charges didn't get dropped. It ain't funny, but it's the truth. Their charges didn't get dropped, bro. So they probably got some animosity towards them goddamn cops. I'm just saying. I just, this shit threw me when I read this shit today. I was like, this is what y'all doing behind closed doors. Y'all are really trying to get this shit dismissed on the basis of the charges are too vague. In fact, let's go back to the charges. What are the charges? I got them wrote down somewhere, but yeah, and Gene, and, they can't be in GP. They can't. They cannot be in GP. They know that. They would get fucked off. Fucked off. Now, here's the thing. This is on which one? This was the one that flipped Mills. Mills ass Desmond. He's the one who flipped. He flipped. I don't know if y'all noticed that, but I had stated that a while back. He did flip on the other. That's another thing. You have him that turned on his own homies. Because he's like, I don't want this smoke either. I'm not trying to go to jail for murder, bro. Y'all was the one who was punching that boy, not me. Even though, once again, your punk ass stood there, did nothing to help him, did not a motherfucking thing. But, whatever. One of the 5 former MPD officers facing federal charges in the tragic killing of Tyre Nichols pled guilty in federal court today. Desmond Mills Jr., 33, appeared before the U.S. District Court Judge Mark S. Norris today and pled guilty to civil rights and conspiracy charges arising from the January 7th incident. On September 12th, a federal grand jury returned a 4-count indictment against Mills and his co-defendants, Emmett III, 31, Tadarius Bean, 24, Demetrius Haley, 30, and Justice Smith, 28. The charges include using excessive force resulting in the death of Nichols, aiding and abetting each other in using that excessive force, failing to intervene to stop the excessive force, failing to render medical aid, and conspiring or taking action to cover up the misconduct. I swear to God, Kitty. I swear to God. They gonna charge me like I robbed that bitch. But they gonna say I had the gun. I swear to God. In today's court appearance, Mills pled guilty to count 1 and 3 of the indictment. Count 1 charged Mills with excessive force and failing to intervene in the unlawful assault. Count 3 charged Mills with conspiring to cover up his use of unlawful force by omitting material information and providing false and misleading information to his supervisor and to others. Mills admitted to additional facts that were presented in court in connection with his plea agreement. Mills admitted to repeatedly and unjustifiably striking Nichols with a baton. Y'all heard that? Y'all heard that, right? One of the main aggressors in this that had the baton, the one who was fucking Tyree up, he took a plea deal. The most he's facing is 15 years, if I remember correctly. That's the most he'll face. But me and Pika have already said we believe there's a back deal door that had been made there, and he's most likely going to get 3 to 5 year probation. Mills admitted to repeatedly and unjustifiably striking Nichols with a baton and failing to intervene in other officers' use of force against Nichols. Mills said he watched another officer repeatedly punch Nichols in the head while 2 other officers restrained Nichols. Mills admitted that he did not provide any medical aid to Nichols after the beating, though he knew that Nichols had a serious medical need. He did not alert MPD or Memphis Fire Department EMTs that Nichols had been struck in the head or body. In addition, Mills participated in conversations with other officers in which they discussed use of force against Nichols, hitting Nichols to make him fall, and believing they were on the verge of killing Nichols when they saw that Nichols did not fall from the blows. If y'all would have let him go. Was I tripping? Was they holding? They was holding him up, right? They was holding his arm so he couldn't do shit, right? Mills admitted to making false statements in connection with the arrest of Nichols, including telling his supervisor that they had done everything by the book and providing false information in his statements to MPD detective tasked with writing the incident report. Finally, Mills submitted an NPD report that provided a false account of the force used on Nichols, including a claim that Mills saw Nichols aggressively resisting officers. Instead of admitting that he had seen an officer repeatedly punch Nichols in the head while Nichols was restrained by two other officers, like, okay, I knew I wasn't tripping. I knew. Okay. I wasn't too gone high. Okay. All right. Mills reported that only Nichols was eventually put into custody. Pursuant to the terms of Mills' plea agreement, the government recommended a sentence of no more than 15 years in prison. There's no parole in the federal system. I'll take that back. So shit, he ain't gonna get 15. He'll probably get one. The remaining defendants face federal charges as set forth in the indictment, which is merely a formal accusation of criminal conduct. The defendants are presumed innocent unless and until they are proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt in a court of law. Fuck out of here with that sentence in itself, because nope, they're guilty. Nope, I know what the fuck I saw. I know what the fuck I saw in that video. Attorney General Merrick B. Garland, FBI Director Chris Wray, Attorney General Assistant Attorney General Kristen Clark of the Justice Department Civil Rights Division, and U.S. Attorney Kevin Ritz for the Western District of Tennessee made the announcement. The FBI Memphis Field Office investigated the case. Assistant U.S. Attorneys David Pritchard and Elizabeth Rogers of the Western District of Tennessee, and Special Litigation Counsel Catherine E. Gilbert, and Deputy Chief Forrest Christian of the Justice Department Civil Rights Division are the prosecuting the case. So that's who the attorneys are on prosecution side. That's what I thought. I knew I wasn't tripping. I know what the fuck I saw in that video. Peek up. That ain't even all the charges, because they had deprivation of they had kidnapping, they had some more shit. I'm trying, like, they had deprivation of law, they had all type of shit charges on them, which they deserved. Fuck out of here. Yeah, that's what, yeah. Yep, pretty much. That's why I said this is a bunch of crazy ass bullshit that they know what they doing. They know what they doing. Like, they know what they doing in this shit, and is Yeah, counts of murder, assault, and kidnapping. In addition, federal indictment with 4 criminal counts, including civil rights, conspiracy, obstruction offenses. Okay, I knew I wasn't tripping. I knew they had kidnapping and shit and deprivation of law, all type of shit on these officers. So that is really funny. I'm gonna see if I get my hand on those documents because I'm trying to see what all charges they. I remember they started out with a shit ton of charges because I remember some folks had they were overcharged. No, the fuck they wasn't. They were charged right. Fuck out of here because if it was your family member, you want every last one of them bitches to hang. Yeah, they changed up some of these charges. I wonder did they drop some of them so they could get 100% conviction because they dropped some charges. Where's the kidnapping? Because they originally said they were charging them with kidnapping. Excessive force, failure to intervene, deliberate indifference, conspiracy to witness tamper, obstruction of justice, witness and tampering. Huh. I'm gonna look into that one because I want to know where the fuck did them kidnapping charges go. They're not finna fire her ass. Why they got her as interim police chief is beyond me, but they're not gonna fire her. I just thought that shit was funny. Like, bitch, they obviously don't trust you enough to get your job back, but they'll keep you around long enough until, or at least until the lawsuit is over. Oh, so y'all remember I told y'all about Grayson? I have to tell y'all this shit really quick. I had to change subjects, y'all, because that shit. But I am gonna look into that, them kidnapping charges and what happened to those. Where the fuck did they go? Because those quietly disappeared. And then they had like deprivation of law, all type of shit that I no longer see on there. But one man has come forward. I knew it was some crazy shit with man. Look, one man has come forward and he has admitted he was trying to steal Grace. Real shit. Or the New York Times did. New York Times may have just unraveled the mystery surrounding an attempted foreclosure and auction of Graceland. You remember I told you they tried to quietly auction off Graceland out of fucking nowhere on a Monday. Or no, the news dropped Monday and the auction was supposed to happen that Thursday. By Wednesday, Riley said, "You got me fucked up. That's my granddaddy shit and I dare you to touch that motherfucker." And she got an injunction put on the motherfucker, so they stopped the foreclosure sale, right? On Tuesday, the newspaper published an interview with a self described identity thief who claims he's the one responsible for the chaos. In the interview, the identity thief says his ring is based in Nigeria and that Elvis Presley's granddaughter Riley beat him at his own game. Okay, I can't make this shit up, y'all. Even if I fucking tried, I can't make this shit up. I can't make it up. I cannot make it up. I cannot make it up. I cannot make this shit up. He said beat him at his own motherfucking game. Bitch, how dare you beat him at his own shit? The fuck? You was wrong, Riley. You should let him steal your granddad's shit, man. When the FBI, as WREG reported last week, I know, Mom, I'm going to take you in a second. Riley attorneys blocked the celebration, like I told y'all, telling the judge the document with Lisa Marie Presley's signature had been forged. Now, they had said that signature, Riley had said it was a forged signature, plus the notary that was supposedly signed on the deed or whatever it was. She didn't recognize that signature, and she did not sign that. So she had wrote a statement saying, nope, not me. Don't put me on this shit. Don't put me on this shit. Well, the FBI officer in Memphis is declining to comment. Some news outlets are reporting that the Bureau is still looking for answers. FBI, this is one time I'm going to tell y'all, just sit that one out. Just sit it out. If motherfucking goddamn ring of thieves sat here from Nigeria, damn near almost motherfucking calls Graceland to be fucking auctioned off. Like, literally, they almost caused this shit, y'all. I'm telling y'all, by Monday, we heard about the auction on Thursday. By Wednesday, Riley had heard lawyers here in Memphis and was in court and said, nope, you need, nope, put a stop to that shit right now. And the judge signed off on it. He said, no, y'all need to figure out how to fucking, what's going on with these paper and documents, because the company claimed, and that, okay, so where does the company come in this? Where does the hold Pika? I just thought about that. How the fuck did they get involved then? How did the loan company get involved? Oh shit, what? That would explain why that dude literally sat there and said he had nothing to do with the company since like 2015. That would make sense. They stole that company's info, was able to get fake papers drawn up enough to fool the judge into setting an auction date for Graceland, and then Riley said, no, you got me fucked up. Nah, you not selling my granddaddy shit. You ain't even. But here's the thing, even the loan company that swore up and down, they sat here and signed the loan for Lisa or gave the loan to Lisa. They even said they had been emailing Lisa since 2018 for the debt to be paid off or some shit like that. That shit is mad weird. And that wasn't just no one person. You had a whole goddamn ring. Because that would include, hey, Amethyst. So you had the folks in Nigeria. Then you had the folks here in the U.S. that was claiming that the loan was done through their company and that she put up Graceland for collateral. Or they stole that company's information, drew up fraudulent documents. But the fact that motherfucker said, I'm not letting that part go, you cannot make this shit up. The motherfucking identity thief who claims he is the one responsible for the chaos. In the interview, the identity thief says his ring is based in Nigeria and that Elvis Presley's granddaughter Riley beat him at his own game. Throw the whole goddamn internet away. Throw it all away. So we're in the age of where the scammers are starting to come to light now and start doing goddamn interviews with the Times and shit. That's what you telling me. What happened back in the day when you did some shit? You stayed fucking quiet. You shut the fuck up. You didn't claim a goddamn thing. I don't know how that money got stolen. But Pika, that's what I'm saying. That's even if the company is actually in on it. But they had to be because they sat here and withdrew the lawsuit with prejudice, which means they plan on filing again to try to take the motherfucker. This shit wild, man. So, well, we know some motherfuckers tried to scam Graceland from Riley, basically. And her lawyers wasn't going for it, so. And now you got the FBI sitting here looking dumb as hell. I pray to God they sit here like, where did he go, George? Which way did he go? Shucks, George. Motherfuckers doing whole goddamn interviews with New York Times. Yep, I tried to steal Grayson. What you gonna do? This is like the fuck. If you really sit back and think about it now, y'all. This motherfucker back, yep, I sure did. I tried to steal that motherfucker, but Riley beat me in my own goddamn game. So you know. But I'm gonna try to steal somebody else's shit. Just don't report it, New York Times. Like the fuck? I don't know though. I don't know, Pika. I don't know. But it's some fuckery going on with this shit because there was more than just him involved in. If you got him, see here, he's the mastermind behind all of this. Then how the fuck did he find that company? How did they get involved? What he do? He tell them, I give y'all $1 million if we can get it. Like, make it make sense. How did you thought we weren't gonna notice that shit? Like, did you really think we weren't gonna notice that shit? Soon as we seen it was on the news, folks started raising hell about it. What the fuck you mean Grayson is up for auction? Hell no, keep it with them. Don't you give it to the city of Memphis. None of that shit. What the fuck you mean? A lot of people were pissed. You can, out of all the shit you tried to take, you could have took the goddamn stadium we got versus that Grayson. The fuck, you would have had a better chance with the Coliseum than trying to steal Grayson. Real shit. You could have stole the Coliseum versus stealing Grayson. You did not think that shit all the way through. You didn't. Do you not think Riley didn't have the goddamn attorneys for it? Like, what? You thought she wasn't gonna respond? You thought she was just gonna let you steal her granddaddy's shit? You thought us Memphians was finna go for that shit? No, hell no, 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 no. Even though a lot of us at that Ellen, like real shit. Even though a lot of us have not been to Graceland, this is real shit. A lot of us have not, but that doesn't mean we hate it or anything like that. We want to see it stay with the family. We do not want the city of Memphis to take it over. It never fails when the city of Memphis takes over something. It goes to fucking shit, literally. And that's another thing. It brings so much fucking tourism here. Like I said, during Elvis Week, we generate so much tax revenue because of all the people that come here, hotels, dining, uh, activities, and then like especially downtown, midtown, Sun Studios, all of that because they'll offer that in packages and shit. You'll spend the day at Stacks, you'll spend the day at Sun, and then you'll go to Graceland. Like, there's a lot of things to do here. A lot of us don't do it, but it's a lot of things to do here. And it brings a lot of money for this city. So, do you think a lot of us who work in these positions, hospitality and things like that, y'all think we finna go for this shit? Because we know when the peak times for us to bring in money and shit like that. No, hell no. See, and that, like, no. When we heard it on the news, a lot of us was like, fuck you, man. Folks was mad as hell. We like, nope, nope, we ain't even gonna recognize that motherfucker. If they do own it, we ain't gonna recognize them. It belongs with them. Her granddaddy bought that shit fair and square, period. And it never fails. Whenever Memphis get a hold of some shit, they turn into some shit. So that's why a lot of people are adamant about Elvis and the whole goddamn. No, all of that needs to stay with them. Don't be greedy. Period. But I thought that was interesting. I said, this is some crazy ass shit. I didn't think we would get a goddamn whole interview from the goddamn thief sitting here straight up admitting that, yeah, he was trying to steal Grayson. And Riley busted him at his own goddamn game. I'm still tripping off of that one. Yeah, he's buried there. His daughter's buried there right beside him. And I believe his mama and daddy is out there, if I'm not mistaken. His whole family is out there. Y'all gonna fuck no, no, no. I'm telling you now, this city it's a poet city, but a lot of us probably would have started a GoFundMe or some shit. And hell no, we would have raised the 3.8. Get the fuck out of here. Mind the business. I'm telling you. Like when shit like that happens, that's when we'll come together. Like real shit. When shit like that happens, right now it's just too much shit going on. It's getting hot outside, temperatures are flaring, motherfuckers not thinking shit through. So and they thinking like with anger instead of thinking the shit all the way through. So you got a lot of fuck shit going on right now. Especially it never fails when it gets hot outside, hot temperatures flare. But I saw this shit and I said, yeah, we would have showed our ass if that auction would have happened. Real shit. A lot of folks think like black folks don't fuck with Elvis, but what a lot of people don't know, Elvis literally used to kick it at the juke joints in South Memphis, North Memphis. Like, I hate to say it, he got a lot of his dance moves from the black community. So that's why a lot of black people, they're not going to admit it, but when it comes down to it, they going to defend that shit. They going to defend it. Because they know what's up. He paid homage. He did. Folks try to paint him as a racist. He wasn't like that. He wasn't like that at all. He actually showed love to the community. He did a lot of shit for the black community. Folks got mad because they felt like he stole a whole bunch of swag from the community, but it's like I said, like he put the city on. He put the city on his back. Fuck you talking about? Studios, Stack Studios, all them places. He put this fucking city on the map. A lot of people, when they think of Memphis, they automatically, oh, Elvis. They don't think of Yo Gotti, 3 6 Mafia, 8 Ball, and MJ. Like, they don't think of them folks. They think of Elvis, home of the birthplace, home of rock and roll. That's the first goddamn sign you'll see when you come across that Arkansas Bridge. Of course, that is debatable because you got some folks that. Look, Memphis gonna claim it, baby. Yeah. And then the way he ran his crew and shit, folks really thought, no, that was just them drugs getting to him. He man, I'm telling y'all, folks, man, look here, Yo Gotti, 3 6, I remember when Yo Gotti was just Yo. Like actually, I know that man in real life. Shit, there's a few of them that I know in real life. Um, Project Pat, I know him. I've met Lil White. Um, Lil White cool as hell. I fuck with him. He a Memphis legend. A lot of folks don't want to give it to him, but that motherfucker when Oxycontin came out, hey, that's how all of us ended up pill heads here, cause we trying like, and Lil White tell you though, he'll tell you he released that song. Real shit. He'll tell you he hates that, even though that song was like one of his biggest songs. He hated even released it because he saw the effects it had afterwards, and he's right. A lot of us shit, man, we sit here trying to feel good and shit, but man, gangster, yeah, gangster, the chat. V slash, shout out to V. I don't know if she still rap. I ain't even seen if V is still doing her thing out here. And of course you got like the newer rappers like Dolph, and then you had rest in peace to Dolph. You had Big 30, um Pooh Shiesty. A lot of these little youngins and shit, they crash dummies. Yeah, their songs are catchy, but they crash dummies. Real shit. That's why Pooh Shiesty doing time in the feds now. How the fuck you get out the hood and you still robbing folks? You rob somebody for a pound of weed and some damn shoes. Make it make sense. You got the money now. What the fuck? All that money. But then again, this is the same bitch ass motherfucker that had this money stuffed in his pocket in the club. And guess what? They snatched it out of his pocket. And guess what he did? Y'all better run me my money before I shoot up your club. And nobody's gonna leave. And that's how the damn security guard ended up getting shot. And they wouldn't snitch on that man. Like they would not snitch on Pooh. He a whole bitch though. He a bitch, man. Yeah, like man, look here. Man, Critter, there's so many. And then we've had some that lost their life. Real shit, like Dolph. You had CEO Jizzle, Bizzle, one of them, like one of them lost their life. Like, bruh, the shit is crazy. It's crazy because it's like they make it out and they still do the stupid shit, and then it's stupid as fuck to me. It's stupid. Cause you get the fuck up out of this city. That's a list. That's the thing. Get the fuck up out of this city. That's the goal. To get the fuck up out of this city. A lot of people, I keep saying this and folks laugh at me. Memphis is cursed. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. Ever since they had them hangings down there, and yes, I said what the fuck I said. You heard me. Ever since they had them damn things happen on the river towards that way, this city has been cursed. This motherfucker will chew your ass up and spit you out if it can. Like the shit quite crazy. Then you had Yo Gotti brother. I forgot about him, Big Juke. They shot Big Juke. And Big Juke was he was a real gangster. Like real gangster. But he took care of folks too. Folks didn't like his ass, but he took care of folks. That's some hating motherfucker. But they straight up said that was the Dolph get back. They straight up said that. And then Casino Jizzle, he was shot. Snooty Wild was shot, but Snooty was shot in Texas on some humbug shit. And I know his family, the Porters, all of them cool. Tito, all of them. I went to school with them. They good people. They just got caught up in that lifestyle. They good people though. Tito got out, did his thing. That man now runs 4 businesses. Each last one of them is 6 figures. No lie. That man did what he was supposed to do. He flipped his life. He did the whole 360. He stopped doing the fuck shit in the streets. Flipped his life around. Started sat here like he worked at a chicken joint. Saved his money. Him and his wife made built a tax business up off the ground. Just by, folks knowing them and shit. They did that. Then turned around. He started a trucking business. Did that. Then, he got a party bus. Like, he has so many multiple revenues that are, is crazy how this man was literally facing life. Come out and flip it. Not too many people can do that. That man was not supposed to come home. That's why I fuck with Tito, because Tito, he did his dirt. There, it is what it is. I think everybody has done their dirt, whether it was in the street, not in the street. Everybody's had a past somewhere. But Tito was supposed to come home, and he managed to come home, take care of his kids, because the man got a football team. Shout out Tito, but you do. You got a football team, bruh. And he managed to have 4 businesses and put his homies on. That's another thing. He trying to get his homies out the street and put them on. Like, stuff like that and shit like that I respect. But when you come out, like, you say you just got out of jail, you right back doing the same shit. Like, bro, you just got caught with an ounce of meth, and you gonna come right back out and get some more meth? That's stupid. You know you a walking target with MPD. They know your ass. But folks don't think like that here. And the ones that do, shit, we don't go outside and speak too much no more, because shit, you never know when the shit gonna pop off. Real shit. You be standing outside, and next thing you know, gunshots start going back and forth. You like, what the fuck done happened? If that shit happens so fast like that, motherfuckers start, it's not funny, but the way it be happening, like, they'll start beefing online or some shit, and then next thing you know, a whole goddamn shootout done happened on somebody's street. It's crazy. But it's home, and I hope folks understand, like, it's everybody gets dealt a shitty hand. It's how you play that hand. Real shit. You can get, man, a lot of people don't realize, like, take spades, for example. You might got 0, but goddamn it, you gonna play them bitches like you got spades? That's how you have to move here. But I said I wasn't gonna be on here long, because I do gotta feed my dogs, and I do gotta get them out, because that's what they've been pacing, whining for. But I wanted to tell y'all about that Tyree shit, because that real, when I read that shit, it bothered me. P could tell you, I told her right before the live, I said, bro, this is probably gonna piss some people off, because I'm pissed off. Y'all can't undo, and y'all can't make us unsee what the fuck we saw when y'all released that video. Y'all can't. Y'all did what y'all did. It's on camera. The whole world saw it. There is no goddamn, it's vague, or it's none of that, bruh. Y'all are guilty. Bottom line. Mills ass, just because he flipped, he's going to get a precious sweet ass deal. I'm telling y'all. If he could work out a probation with them, he would do it. He would do it. Because his punk ass is going to get a sweet deal. You was the one who beat that man with a fucking baton. Real shit. And you play it out. You didn't want to have nothing else to do with it once you saw What you saw, oh, they bringing charges. They doing this, they doing, I don't want nothing to do with that, but you had no problem beating him. You had no problem beating him. Y'all had no problem holding him up and literally throwing haymakers on that man. And then y'all sat here and said, well, he wouldn't fall. Bitch, you holding him up. Make it make sense. Make that one make sense. If you're holding him up by the arms, how the fuck is he supposed to fall? And basically, it doesn't matter anyway because we're going to discredit all of that because, well, he had stolen credit cards and shrooms. That's enough. That's enough to warrant death. Fuck is you talking about? Y'all shouldn't be mad about him. That's how, I mean, that's what they're basically telling us. He was a criminal. He was a career criminal. He had stolen credit cards and shrooms. Saying, I carry shit around too. I mean, I'm a criminal. I just don't like taking 25 different goddamn psych meds when I don't have to, and I can just do one thing versus taking 25 goddamn pills. But that's just me. That's all I'm saying, Kitty. You never know. Like right now, I still got the goddamn. I know people gonna get mad every time I talk about it. I ain't even gonna say it, but Peak, I still got some of that bitch. But like that shit really disheartened me when I saw that and I read that and I was like, y'all are already setting the tone. Y'all are already, you're not allowing cameras, you're not allowing recording devices. So basically, we just got to rely on these journalists and hope and damn and pray that they write down the important details and not no bullshit. I'm sorry, Pete. But we need to watch this, y'all. We need to watch these folks. We need to watch the fuck shit that they trying to pull because I got a feeling that they're trying to pull some fuck shit, real shit. Like reading that article today was just so fucking disheartening because I'm sitting here and I'm like, you wanted the case dismissed because the charges were too vague. And then you had one of the main ones that was sitting here beating him with a damn baton. He did not really play it out. So 15-year max is what he's facing. But we know he's not going to get hit with a 15-year sentence. We know better. And then on top of that, you got the other four. And then they're sitting here trying to sit here and say, I want my trial separate. I ain't got nothing to do with them. I want my trial separate. I didn't punch him. You stood there, right? You watched your colleagues beat the shit out of him, right? So why are you not just as guilty as them? Or am I tripping? I may be tripping. One band, one sound, ain't it? Ain't that what it's? I'm just saying. I don't know. And then I don't know. Y'all start reaching out to y'all favorite YouTubers because some folks got more numbers than I do in my message. But I see now what they're trying to do with Tyree. They are trying to discredit him, make him a fucking career criminal, and make it basically seem like they just took out another thug in these streets that we shouldn't be worried about. That's what it sounds like to me. But I don't. It's fucked up. And every time I start thinking about it, and literally I start envisioning that goddamn video, and that's when I get pissed off, and then the tears start flowing. So, a part of me, I was totally against it being released because of how graphic it was. And then, too, I was like, that family is stronger than me because I don't think I could see my family die 1,000 times on camera. Because I know for 2 days, that's all they played was that video back to back to back to back to back. And now y'all want us to act like we didn't see that. And now y'all want us to be, you want us to throw the motherfucking officers a bone. You want us to say, oh, well, y'all did serve this community, so, we'll only give you 2 years. Nah, fucking life. Fuck that. That's how I feel. Fuck it. Give them life. Eye for an eye. You took a life, so give them life. But I know I'm one person and fucking a drop in the bucket. I know that, but we can't let these folks get away with this shit. We can't. We can't. I'm not going to. Fuck. I know I'm not probably not gonna be allowed to go into that courtroom. I'm probably only gonna allow journalists and shit like that. But mark my words, if those do not go, those verdicts do not go how they need to go, it's gonna get ugly in this city, and I can't say I fought them. I can't. But anyway, thank you, Kitty. I love your ass back, girl. Anyway, I'm finna get off here, y'all, because I do gotta get them out. They looking at me like, bitch. I know I've been talking too long, y'all. I love you. But y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. I appreciate y'all spending time with me today, and I'll see y'all on the next one.